Hi everyone, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, you may not know that I'm an esthetician. I've been in the beauty industry since 1983. I've been a cosmetologist, stylist, dabbled in makeup artistry, and then became really focused and interested in skin and became an esthetician. So a topical vitamin C serum really is really one of the most exciting discoveries in a while regarding how it can really help aging skin. It can help with some pigmentation issues. And vitamin C is a skin strengthener, and it can help to, create a little more collagen and boost up that foundation in our skin that really starts breaking down as we age. So it has been a really great discovery in the skincare industry. Now, these points that we're going to be talking about today really pertain to all skin types, to everyone that's really curious and maybe looking to add a vitamin C in their daily skincare regimen. So definitely keep that in mind. This is for everyone. However, I really want to focus because so many women out there really have other sort of actives in their skincare regimen that if they add a vitamin C serum and they add the wrong type or the wrong kind, it can really up their irritation and inflammation levels. So here are the 5 things that you want to look for so you can get the biggest bang for your buck and get the biggest bang out of that active that you're really interested in. So if you are noticing that you're using a vitamin C serum and you could possibly also be a retinol user, and you're noticing dryness, skin flakiness even, and maybe a little irritation, you may be writing it off thinking it is your retinol or maybe the retinoid that you've been prescribed. If you're using a vitamin C serum, you may want to consider that as possibly the main cause as to why your skin is giving you those signals. A good vitamin C serum actually can be soothing and strengthening to the skin, and there's no reason why a vitamin C serum should cause irritation, redness, or stinging. So for anyone with sensitized skin, sensitive skin, those of you who have a few other components that are exfoliating, you've got glycolic acid, lactic acid, salicylic acid, there's tartaric, mandelic, pyruvic, there's a lot of acids out there. You may be using even more than you know, or you're on a retinol, a prescription retinoid, or you're using a combination of all. You really want to choose a vitamin C serum that uses entirely a different form of vitamin C, one that is more stable and again actually is supporting and strengthening to the skin. So some examples of vitamin C, they will not cause irritation and they are quite effective. There's one called tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. Then we have ascorbyl methicillinol pectinate, ascorbyl palmitate, and sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So these are their non-acidic forms, and they do a better job at maintaining their stability and performance. So if your vitamin C is turning sort of a coppery brown color, that is a sign that it's using an unstable form of vitamin C, and to stop using it immediately. It is just not going to do anything good for your skin at all. The other thing is, and manufacturers know this, they know that's going to happen. So many of them get a little tricky and they'll actually add a little dye in there to make the formula even kind of be a little bit of a brownish color to hide that oxidation from occurring. So be wary of that. Another thing that manufacturers will do, I know, they're tricky, is they'll use amber colored bottles, which are brown in color, and that will hide you, initially from seeing that occur, but just pay attention to what it looks like once you get it out of that bottle, and if you see that oxidation, that color change, definitely disregard and do not use it. But the problem is that consumers are much more educated than they used to be, and they also are realizing and reading all of the science behind many of these actives. So they're using them more in their daily routine. So they're using more retinols, prescription strength retinoids. They're using those acids such as glycolic, lactic, mandelic, pyruvic, salicylic, all of the beta and the AHAs, and we utilize them more often daily, sometimes multiple different kinds. I mean, as an esthetician, I have to say that more often than not, the conversation is more about how we need to reduce the number of exfoliants that you're using because your skin barrier is really compromised because of it, rather than I need to introduce you to some exfoliants into your skincare regimen. Also, retinols can be greatly overused, and usually your dermatologist will definitely educate you in the correct way to utilize your prescription strength retinoid. So the sensitivity factor has risen quite a lot because more women are using these other ingredients in their skincare rituals. But you're definitely going to increase your odds of inflammation and irritation. So as I mentioned actually in my other video, is vitamin C works super amazingly well when it's packed full of other actives, because it actually assists other actives to perform better. Antioxidants work better not alone, but when they're in the same ingredient deck together, they work really well. So I would prefer to utilize vitamin C in a really lovely ingredient deck that has multiple active ingredients in it. And vitamin C serums, along with other actives and antioxidants, it's a great way to help assist your skin. I'm all about really supporting the skin as it ages. If there are things that we can do that can support the skin, help the skin do what it does, then by goodness, that's what I'm interested in using. So antioxidants, you know, they used to be the buzzword, and now people just think it's an old thing. Antioxidants are a huge piece of the puzzle if you're interested in supporting your aging skin. Aging skin really boils down to two words: changed cells, and free radicals do that so well. Packaging is really important. You want to look for airless packaging. That is up there. That's the number one top choice, is airless packaging. So airless packaging looks like this. The tiniest little spout for this to come out of. And then when you're done using it, you let it go right back in. So this is sort of the best case scenario when it comes to any kind of product that has actives, but specifically, definitely, any vitamin C product. You want that airless packaging, and you don't want to be able to see the product that's inside. Even the sort of packaging that has a dip tube, sort of like this is a cucumber spritz, so it's a spritz, it's okay to use, obviously, you know, this sort of thing. But on a smaller level, if it was something like this that had that tube, the dip tube that goes down, and maybe you pump out your vitamin C serum again, that is not optimal either. The airless packaging, honestly, is the way to go. We hear all the time that first 5 ingredient label deciphering technique, where the first 5 ingredients on that label are the ones that you need to pay attention to. Anything down below there are so low in percentage that you're not going to get any benefits out of that. I really wanted to talk about that for a bit here in this video, because I am not a believer in that at all. So while it is true that, you know, the ingredients are listed in such a way that, you know, they're listed in ascending order, the ones at the top have the most percentages, and as it goes down, the least percentages are going to be down there at the bottom. The reason why this definitely is something that I personally think you shouldn't pay too much attention to is because there are actives that really you don't need much for them to do their job and do it very well. So there are certain acids, there are a lot of different actives actually that do wonderful things at quite low percentages. So, you know, I see I am going to talk about other brands out there that will sell just actives almost by themselves, and they'll list the percentages of those actives on the bottle. And as a consumer, you're looking at it thinking the higher the better. That is definitely not always the case, and more than likely with actives, a lot of times it's not the case at all. So don't be fooled into really going into that sort of frame of mind. So when it comes, to skincare, you're looking at the ingredient list and you're seeing certain actives in there and they're lower than that 5 mark and you're thinking there's not enough in there to do any good. No, don't fall for that, because that actually is completely misconceived. I love comparing it this way, and I read this somewhere and I can't remember where, but think of it as a recipe. You're cooking a recipe and you've got your bulk of your ingredients and it's in the order of which there's the most of something down to the least of something. So something toward the very bottom may be a spice that you're using very little of, but man, it kicks it up and it creates really kind of the whole thing just as all that much better. So vitamin C, specifically for those of you who are retinol users or you have quite a few exfoliating actives in your daily routine, you have sensitive skin, you could even have a little bit of sensitized skin, and you may have a bit of a compromised barrier. You're going to have to choose your vitamin C serum very carefully. So stay away from L-ascorbic acid, ascorbic acid. You want to go for more stabilized forms of vitamin C that are going to actually help strengthen the skin and deliver the benefits, honestly, that you're wanting from that vitamin C serum. You don't want to cause unnecessary irritation and inflammation in your skin, because that leads to aging. Inflammation is aging as well, so we want to cut that down as much as possible. If you have sensitized skin, your skin's going to yell at you. You're going to feel stinging. You might see redness, irritation, dryness, flakiness. And it may not be because of the retinol or the retinoid. It could very well be that you've just chosen a wrong vitamin C serum. I'm going to be doing a series on when you do find that you've sort of damaged your skin barrier and how you can fix that. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.